All right, well, I'm Jenna Hoyt, Ashtabula County 4-H educator, and with me today is our 2020 Fair Queen, Rachel Myers. And Rachel and I are going to talk a little bit about 4-H. So, Rachel, you want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you are?
Of course. So, like Jenna said, my name is Rachel Myers, and I am the 2020 Ashtabula County Junior Fair Queen. I've been involved with 4-H as long as I can remember. I started as a clover bud and went up from there. Last year I was the 2019 Ashtabula County Junior Fair first attendant, and then this year in August, before our little fair, I was crowned as queen. We've been having an interesting but good year so far, trying to make the best out of all the circumstances we're given, and I'm very excited to be talking with you, Jenna.
All right, great. So, Rachel, tell everybody who doesn't know you, how long have you been involved in 4-H? What projects have you taken? And tell us why you've stuck it out, why you've been a part of the program for so long.
Oh, yeah. So, like I said, I started as a clover bud when I was in kindergarten, and then I am currently a freshman in college, and I'm going to be a veterinary technician. So, it's been like 12 years and a very long time. I've taken a variety of projects from general projects to animal. I have sewn for most of my 4-H career, and I've made shirts and skirts and jumpers, and uh, I've gone to state fair a couple times with those projects. I've done cooking projects, and I've done horse. I took a horse as a project. I've taken my dog for the past 4 years, and I've done shooting sports as well. One of the things that I love about being in the 4-H program is just the family that you develop like with time in the 4-H program, just the people that are around you in the same project and being able to relate to them. And then also taking your project and applying it in like real life per se. With shooting sports, I was able to apply like my safety knowledge and my practice to actual like hunting experiences. And then being a vet tech, my dog and horse project have definitely aided a lot in that area of my life now. So I feel like 4-H has very well prepared me to make me into the citizen that I am today in my own community and learning this career path. So I love that aspect of it. And again, the people are amazing, from advisors to fellow club members. Just everyone is so invested. So I just love that. How about you, Jenna? Like, how long have you been involved with Ashtabula County 4-H, and why are you involved in it?
Sure. So I actually grew up in Connecticut in the 4-H program and moved here in 2011 and to work for 4-H. So I've been here since 2011, been through 10 county fairs, and of course our modified fair that was last year. I love the 4-H program. I love everything that it means. There's so much we can do in other aspects of our life. And I think 4-H truly is about teaching those leadership and life skills that maybe we can't get in other places. So building a supportive community. And then our goal is really to build tomorrow's leaders. And I love the program because I love seeing all of our youth grow from when they're 5 years old in clover buds through when they're 18 years and beyond, when they're in college. And like you're saying, taking and applying the things that you've learned outside of school and the networks that you've built and using those above and beyond what you could. So it's really exciting program for me. I'm very, very passionate about it. Of course, I was a 4-H volunteer before I came here, and now my son's a clover bud too. And I think it really is a family, and we're about developing kids into adults. And it's just a really exciting program for me. So clover buds, we talked about clover buds a little bit. Clover buds are our little ones. And then as we mentioned, the program goes through 18 years old, and there really is something for everyone. I was excited when you mentioned shooting sports because I know that that's been a big part, and you have such a vast variety of projects that you've been involved in, and the opportunity to go to state fair, which is great, and participate locally at project judging. Can you talk about some of the other programs and projects that you've been involved in, maybe above the club level, in the county or the state, and obviously your time as queen too?
Yes, certainly. I've been involved in shooting sports for I'm not even sure how many years, but it's been a long time, and I've taken a rifle project as well as multiple archery projects. And then I've competed at county level, and then I've been selected to compete at the state fair at state level. And I've done pretty well at state. I've won Outstanding of the Day twice for shooting sports. I've also, like I said, been involved with sewing, and I've been sent down to state fair for a sewing project. I believe it was twice, and I won Outstanding of the Day for one of those projects. And it's really just, it's amazing to be able to learn throughout the project year, learn what you're doing, and then put all that you are learning into effect, and then see like the fruits of your labor kind of thing. And it's always incredible to me to see what everyone else like worked on their project year. I've also been involved, like I said, with a horse project. That was only 1 year for me, but there were so many different levels of horse project stuff there. I learned so much in that year. There was so much information crammed into my head just about all this stuff, but there were really just people around me to help with that. And with my dog project, working on skillathons, learning this information and then having to apply it, and then having all the shows and being able to apply it in that way. I've been involved with cooking, and I am a horrible cook, so cooking only lasted 1 year for me. But that was a fun project as well. I learned a lot in that project. I've done self-determined, and it's been really amazing to me being able to use what I've learned in my projects and becoming a leader in my club. I'm president of one club and then vice president of my second club, because I'm in the Cutting Edge 4-H Club and the Sheffield Target Masters 4-H Club. So I lead the one club and then I fill in the other one. But just those leadership skills that I have to use every year that I am in the 4-H program have really developed. And then being crowned queen this year, it was a bit of a challenge because a lot of the things that we were supposed to be at, or that we were required to be at, like the Great Jamboree and such, were canceled. So we had to make our own opportunities, which was, again, semi-challenging, but it was a great learning experience as well as leadership experience, I think, because having to work around those obstacles, but being able to, with the help of many different people, was just great, like very rewarding in my opinion. So, and now we're talking about all of this. I've been involved for this long and all this involvement, but Jenna, how does somebody get involved? Because it's been a long time since I've had to look at that aspect of it.
Yeah, so enrollments are due March 15th, and now early January is a really good time to start looking for a 4-H club. So it starts with a conversation and finding a club that fits your family. So if you're really interested in dogs or robotics or fishing or sewing, there's a club for that. And there's 200 projects and more in Ohio 4-H. So looking at your interests, deciding what you want to do, what you're passionate about, or what you may want to learn more about, and then finding a club to meet those needs. And so we have about 46 clubs in the county, spread everywhere across the county, that are project specific, and some of them are more general too. So really whatever they're interested in, they can call the office or talk to another 4-H member and start the process by finding a club that's a right fit. And then clubs will start meeting here pretty soon and kicking off the year before enrollments are due. And then our advisors, as you mentioned, they're really the foundation of our program as well, and they will help families to complete the enrollment process and get set up for the year. And every club does things a little bit differently, but there is a enrollment fee for returning members. Clover Buds are always free and first year members are always free, but there's a small fee of $25 with a $50 max per family for anybody that is returning to the 4-H program. And then there's some small fees for our books and things like that. Because I think one thing you didn't mention, Rachel, is that there's books and other resources that kind of help guide folks through their project work as well, along with their advisors and skill-a-thons and other tools, clinics. I know you've been really involved in shooting sports clinics, but also in the dog clinics to kind of expand the knowledge as well. So now's a really good time to start finding a club that's a good fit for your family.
Yes, it is.
So you mentioned you're involved in 2 clubs, Sheffield Target Masters and then the Cutting Edge as well. We have beef clubs in the county. We have other shooting sports clubs, horse clubs, of course. Sewing and cooking and general projects is what we would call those miscellaneous projects like robotics or chemistry or RC cars. There's, like I said, there's endless opportunities for people that want to get involved. So the other thing, Rachel, I know you're really involved with is the fair. So you helped me quite a bit with our Junior Fair Board program. Can you talk a little bit more about how we're preparing for fair and our Junior Fair Board as well? We have our fair dates for this year, August 10th through 15th, 2021. So do you want to talk a little bit more about what the Junior Fair Board does?
Yeah, of course. So I've been involved with the Junior Fair Board. This will be my 3rd year. The Junior Fair Board we're always at the fair. We're there all the time, and if there's an activity that's going on, at least one of us is usually there. We have different committees inside of our Junior Fair Board. I am personally the chair of the entertainment committee. So what we take care of is the Barnyard Olympics that happen at the fair. We take care of the talent show that happens the night before the fair and the Junior Fair dance that happens the Sunday night of the fair. And we just come up with ideas for those. We organize to make sure that everything runs swimmingly while it's going on. And we also have committees such as Clover Bud and Education, and they take care of the events that would go on with the Clover Buds. We have community service because we are required to do a community service project every year that the Junior Fair Board, is in existence, which is every year, as well as the Super Showman Committee, and they focus a lot on the Super Showman that goes on the Sunday of our fair. And there are just, let me see, the other one's advertisement, and they take care of a scavenger hunt that goes on during fair, as well as signs and posters that go around. And all of our committees, while we do very different things, we all work together to make sure that the events that are at our fair happen. And then we sign up for our hours. You have to have so many show hours, so many office hours, so many committee hours. So just showing up and being there, all you have to do is organize ribbons, at the shows. And it's really just, we meet once a month, the second Wednesday of every month from January until fair starts. And as we get closer to fair, our meetings might become more frequent. But really, spending that much time with these people, we really become just a giant family. And while we do have a very serious purpose and we are there to get stuff done, we also have a lot of fun just being together and being able to work together for a common goal, which is a lot of what 4-H is about, I think, just using our own strengths and combining together to make things happen. And I personally love Junior Fair Board, and we're always looking for new members. Enrollment is not until like August something. Again, I'm horrible with dates and numbers. So, but if you're interested, apply.
Yeah, I think it's September 1st. And the reason I asked you about Junior Fair Board is Junior Fair Board, camp counselors, there's a lot of other opportunities for teens and youth as they begin to get older in the 4-H program. So whether they want to become like a teen shooting sports mentor, or they want to serve on the small animal committee in our county, maybe it's Junior Fair Board, maybe it's a camp counselor, there are other opportunities for them outside of the club, whether that's serving in one of those roles, or maybe it's participating in the speech and demonstration contest as well, or the horse bowl teams. There's a lot of other things that teens and other youth can get involved in beyond the club level too. You mentioned serving as an officer, which is great as you get older. Taking on those responsibilities, running a club meeting, that's a huge life skill that that's going to take you far when you're involved in other things. So what else do you want to tell us? What else do you want to share about your experience or the 4-H program as we kind of wrap things up?
Well, I'm just very thankful for all of the opportunities that 4-H itself has presented me with throughout all these years. I've definitely been pushed in a lot of different aspects and a lot of different areas that I think is amazing. And I really just owe a lot of it to 4-H and the volunteers that give their time every year just to be with us and to teach us and really invest in our lives. To everyone that always makes sure everything is where it needs to be and teaching us what we need to know, and all the leadership activities that I've been involved with through this. And now being able to apply it going into college and looking at this career, looking at the rest of my life, being able to be a productive citizen and just making well use of all that I've been taught throughout my years in the 4-H program. So,
Awesome. Well, thank you, Rachel. Thanks for hanging out with me today.
yes, thank you for having me anytime.
So I guess if people are interested in getting more information about 4-H, you can reach out to us at the Extension office at 440-576-9008, or check us out on Facebook or on our website as well, ashtabula.osu.edu. And we'll match you up with a 4-H program, a club here in the county, and set you up for this year. And you can also reach out to our junior leaders like Rachel and our Junior Fair Board kids as well if you're interested. So thanks, Rachel.